Hi everybody, this is Lara at Pure Elliott Wave with a new analysis of a new coin. I'm going to analyse JasmyCoin at request from a member, and then I have a queue jumper. My husband's asked me to analyse, what have I got here? 5 coins I'm going to analyse later today, and that'll be just technical. But for Jasmy, I don't know if I am actually going to consider doing an Elliott Wave analysis of this. Let's look at this price movement for the entire history of this on a weekly chart. It started here at an opening price of $1.237 and a bit, and it reached a high here at 4.99, and since then it's now down to less than, just over 1 cent. So it's opened reasonable, had a quick spike, and then it's just had a crash. This is not a coin that I would be interested really in purchasing, because I'm not seeing a couple of things I want to see for an opportunity to purchase. The first thing is I want to see exponential growth. Yes, we've got that. And then I want to see a huge deep pullback, but I don't want the pullback to be making new lows and to just be sitting around very low lows. This exponential growth was so brief. It was only 2 weeks. Let's have a quick look at that at the daily chart level. How did that unfold? I guess it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but it looks actually more like A, B, C, a correction up and possibly an impulse down. I don't think there's enough price history for me to do a reasonable Elliott Wave count on this, and I suspect it may not have enough volume for a good Elliott Wave count. Let's have a look at these lows as well. This low here, is this a new low? No, it's slightly above these lows. I need to view this on a semi-log scale. That's better. So the current lows, oh no, hang on, let's put this down here. Current lows haven't made new lows below this. Is this the low? Yeah, that's the low. Less than a cent. I mean, I guess it's so cheap. If you just threw like $50 at it, maybe $100, that could be possibly a good investment for the very long term. Let's have a look at some classic technical analysis. So I am going to look at this whole price history from the start to the end. Let's take a look first at that very early peak. Although it's so quick, we're not going to get any data apart from volume data, because all of these others, well, on balance volume's giving us something, but no RSI, ADX, stochastics or ATR, because they're all based on 14-day averages, and there's not enough time here. So at this peak here, volume declined to the last upward session, and then here's a dark cloud cover bearish candlestick pattern at the high. Such a short peak. And now down at lows, we see this low here, 0.82819, and this low here, 0.982, so hang on, the low, 0.982, yeah, so a lower low in price. I can see some bullish divergence between price and RSI here, so it's followed by some upward movement. RSI reaches overbought very briefly, volume pushes price higher here. This is too small for dark cloud cover, so no bearish candlestick pattern here at their high. RSI reaching very deeply oversold and remaining there for a long time. I don't think this is one that I would want to purchase. I could very well be wrong, but there's plenty of other charts that have a better look to me. Here's some bearish divergence between price and RSI after RSI reaches overbought. A volume spike at a high, not followed by very much downward movement though. Here's another volume spike at a high. Stronger RSI, no divergence at this high. This looks like a bearish candlestick pattern in dark cloud cover. ADX for this upward trend reaches very extreme. That's normal for a cryptocurrency. Another volume spike, but a lower high. No divergence between price and RSI. Slightly stronger volume though. What's the volume here? 789.4 million, and here 727. So stronger volume, but a lower high, and yet price continues lower. That would have been so hard to expect downward movement after that. The stronger volume would have told us possibly to expect more upward movement, and this isn't a bearish candlestick pattern either. That would have been very hard to predict. Seeing strength off lows here, strong bullish candlestick pattern, but it's just followed by downward movement. And RSI again reaching very deeply oversold. Well, I'm not going to do an Elliott wave count on that. There's not enough price history, and it just, let's look at the weekly chart. It's in a downward trend, so possibly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If 5 moves beyond the end of what could be 3, then that's an impulse to the downside, which is super bearish. I would not be purchasing this one. That is my conclusion. And the technical analysis, it's just very, very bearish. I could be totally wrong. And if I did choose to purchase some, it would be a really small amount to hold on for a few years, only money I'm completely prepared to lose. And just leave it and forget it for a few years. Could turn out to be a good investment because it is at a really low price, which is attractive. But it doesn't appear to have any reliable indicators that I'm used to seeing in cryptocurrencies, so it would be very, very difficult for me to analyse when to close that investment. So that's my conclusion. I'm so sorry for JasmyCoin, no Elliott wave analysis. I just don't really see the point. And the classic technical picture just doesn't have reliable indicators at lows, which is really important. I can't be confident that it's found a final low. Even if we see strength off lows as we are for this session, we've seen that before, and yet price has just continued down, so it's just not reliable. We're not seeing bullish divergence. ADX can get more extreme than this. On balance volume is bearish. This is a very bearish chart. Sorry that that's really, really brief for JasmyCoin, but that's all I have to say about JasmyCoin. I'll have another video, possibly with 5 small coins coming up next. I have to look at Atom, Luna, Polkadot again, BNB again, and Theta, which I like the look of that chart. I might put that at the top of that list as requested by my husband. So that's hopefully coming up today or tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you so much for your engagement, and I really appreciate people subscribing to the YouTube channel.